it going, guys? It's T-Guy Ty here. Today I'm going to be talking about Temple, and this is a Warframe that I actually surprisingly have really conflicting opinions on. There's a lot of things about this Warframe that I do like. A lot of these things that kind of ruin it for me. Um, just a quick demonstration. This Warframe is one of the buggiest Warframes I've ever seen. It's nuts. Like, there are still some bugs on Site 09 that I don't think will ever get patched, and people were complaining about that. This is this is bad. Let's give a quick demonstration. Kuva Brahma, 5 shots. Everybody complains that it only has 5 shots. Well, check this out. If you can just charge up our meter here real quick, and then summon our guitar. If we have our guitar out and we pick up ammo, let's take a peek and see how much ammo we have on our Kuva Brahma real quick. 540. That is, I mean, it's definitely a bug. I've never seen that much ammo on a Kuva Brahma. Everybody complaining about the magazine capacities of your AoE weapons and the ammo maximums. Congratulations, you can live free knowing that as long as you get this Warframe, you will no longer have any ammo issues for the rest of your days. Those endless missions are going to be nuts. You won't have to pick up ammo once. But yeah, that's nuts, right? Like, that's not just me like with a crazy opinion like it's pretty bad. That's how did that happen? And that's just one. I won't go too crazy into the bugs. I've reported most of them, and I mean, this is definitely one of them. That's a little nuts. All right, that's enough blubbering about bugs for now. Let's just go ahead and jump into some abilities. The passive is the metronome, and whenever you cast abilities on the metronome, it makes your abilities cheaper. So it's a lot more viable to go with Blind Rage and make all your abilities stronger and not really have to worry about the extra energy you'll be spending. So yeah, Blind Rage is really good on this Warframe. All of your abilities deal heat damage. At first, I thought that there was like one or two that didn't, but they all do deal heat damage. There's an arcane I'll show later that's really good for that. First ability, use spam pillars on the ground, and what I really like about this ability is that it'll cast wherever you're looking, but also the pillars will just spawn on enemies nearby as well. So if you want to lock down a general direction, that's cool, but also you don't have to like look around for the enemies. It'll just land on the enemies too, so that's cool. Overdrive, this is basically like Harrow, but heat. Um, it's just extra crit chance on whoever you hit with, and really good stuff. Third ability makes you invulnerable for a little bit, and it gives you a pretty decent damage bonus. This is another one of the abilities that's bugged, but I won't even go into it. It's all we can do is just hope that it'll get fixed at some point. But yeah, I mean, at least the initial damage still works. The elemental damage over time of the heat doesn't get buffed, but they'll fix it at some point, I'm sure. I mean, it's their new Warframe. If there's bugs on it, I'm sure they'll get into fixing. But yeah, this ability is really good regardless. The initial heat damage that you'll gain from this is really good, and it's oh my god, I'm getting spammed right now. And back to it. Where was I? Um, Third ability makes you invulnerable and gives damage bonus. Damage bonus is bugged though, and you keep the duration of the ability up using your first and second ability. So you don't have to kill with them, you just gotta, hit somebody with them. And then the fourth ability, really good stuff. It's just summoning a weapon, and the weapon's really good. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, one more thing I do want to talk about with Temple is that uh, since the release of Temple, we got reworks to Exalted Weapons and Pseudo Exalted Weapons. I mean, it's the craze, everybody's talking about it. There's no way you didn't know. But in case you didn't know, Exalted weapons have arcane slots. Ka-chow. I just put primary merciless on. I'm sure there's other picks that you can rummage around and find something unique. I'm getting so many kills with it, might as well just go with primary merciless. Because not only does primary merciless buff the damage of the weapon itself, but also the heat damage that is applied and will deal damage over time. And that's good stuff. Oh, one more thing I want to talk about. If you play flamethrowers like Ignis, Wraith, stuff like that, Sinister Reach is really good. You can go with whatever build you want to do. Just make sure that you have Sinister Reach on. It's amazing. It's like a quality of life mod. Really good with it. Awesome. So yeah, let's just jump right into it so you can see what's going on. As you can see, my passive is the metronome at the bottom of the screen. In order to actually charge up my fourth ability, I have to do casts of my first or second ability. First ability has a little bit of a faster animation speed, or ability casting speed, I should say. Oh, I forgot I unpaused those guys. That's a good example to show off this. Use the third ability and you're invulnerable, but if you don't cast it according to the metronome, uh, then you become vulnerable as soon as you get out of the animation. But if you cast it according to the metronome like this, you're still invulnerable for a little bit. Really good survivability tip. Definitely cast your third ability to the metronome when you need to. Also, Rolling Guard is just really good on her. Her? Him? I don't know, to be honest. Alright, we'll go ahead and pause the AI. Make it a little bit less hectic. But really, you just use your first ability to charge up your metronome whenever you want. You cast a second ability whenever you want to do extra crit chance to the enemies in front of you. Always keep your third ability active. Good stuff. It's just a damage bonus. And then, you know, you always have the option of summoning your fourth ability as your exalted weapon. You don't need your exalted weapon, but I mean, let's be real, it's a really good weapon. Why not use it? Also, if you mod your exalted weapons for things like, let's say, Toxin, and then you have the Archon mod, I'll just go ahead and show you. If you mod your fourth ability for specific status effects, even though it's a weapon, it's still considered an ability kill, and you can proc the Archon mod. So if I mod it for cold, then I can get energy orbs. If I mod it for electricity, I can get the energy regen over time, stuff like that. And that's a big reason why I had Archon Vitality, because it's status effects from abilities that deal heat damage. And your fourth ability was summoned from an ability, therefore kills with it isn't considered weapon kills, it's ability kills. So really good stuff. Um, Looking at the statistics of the build, we can see that I modded for a lot of strength because I just wanted to dish out as much damage as I could with the Exalted uh, Flamethrower. Really cool stuff. Also, the second ability benefits a lot from strength, having just an extremely high crit chance. I think it's like 148% additional crit chance on enemies you hit with it. So, as you saw earlier, like red crit galore. Obviously, you don't need to do red crits in order to deal a lot of damage, but I mean, it's red crits. Might as well look at it, It looks good. And yeah, the arcane I wanted to talk about was I have Molt Augmented slotted, but let me just type hot here. There is Arcane Hotshot. This is a very rare arcane. Um, I don't know anyone that has it maxed. And if you do want to buy one from Trade Chat, it's only like 1,700 platinum right now. Um, I don't know if it was a dev stream or a dev short recently, but they were talking about that they were going to change the drops of this. I don't know if they were going to change, like, they didn't explain how they were going to change it, but they were going to try to make arcanes like this less rare. So, yeah, whenever they do change that and this becomes easier to get, this would be a really good arcane. One more thing I do want to talk about is that, their entire kit is heat. So if we have, let's get a epitaph. Well, you don't need the epitaph. You can mod like pretty much any weapon. But right here I have secondary fortifier. If as long as my pistol is dealing heat damage and I have secondary fortifier, I can get kills and it'll siphon Overguard. So let's go ahead and summon some. We'll cancel this and do Eximus units. Right here like that, you can see I get Overguard. But first off, my abilities siphon that. As well as if I was dealing damage with my flamethrower, that would be siphoning Overguard too. So, you know, having a flamethrower that also makes you tanky, really good stuff. I cannot recommend that enough. Really, really good stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to talk about. We can jump straight into some gameplay. We'll go ahead and try out a disruption. I personally haven't tried this yet, and I want to see how well it does against disruption targets. Like I said earlier, the damage over time from the heat status effect is what really kills disruption targets really fast. And the damage over time from the third ability, that's like the third ability damage buff is supposed to be applying the damage bonus to damage over time as well, and that's bugged. But I want to see how well it does regardless. I'm sure it's still going to be pretty decent. So let's go ahead and charge this up. I'm out of energy. Boom. Let's go ahead and get one more pulse from this. Fourth ability is charged up.
Also, the bleeders Alad sold the tech to will try to kill ya.
Let's get the third ability going.
Give that console the old bypass so we can get this thing started.
And let's summon our fourth ability. Let's just get some kills to charge up Merciless. I mean, it kills really good even without having to use a second ability. I'm just curious to see how the combination of the second ability as well as like the fourth ability damage itself. I want to see how well that does. Okay, that's nice. It goes right back to your exalted weapon after you drop that off. But we can't really pick up a key if we want to get kills with the exalted. Alright, let's see how this does. Oh, what happened there? Oh, I got too close. Still does decent damage. Doesn't kill as fast as I would like. I know for a fact it would kill a lot faster if it wasn't bugged. But it's definitely not bad. Okay, let's go ahead and charge this ability up again. Let's pick this up. And we'll go over here. Am I holding the white key? Oh, I thought this was the light blue key. There we go. Make ourselves invincible. Where's this guy coming from? Over here. Right here. Let's see how we do. Didn't touch him. There we go. When you see the damage number on him, you know you hit him. Man, I'm not a fan of that. Maybe I'll have to mod for more range. Editing T Guy Tie here. I did just, like, literally just say that, you know, I'll probably mod for more range. I did. So, you know, watching that whole disruption and, you know, having to be, like, right up against those enemies in order to hit them with my second ability, that felt kind of dookie. So, I did take off the Augur's Secrets mod. I did sacrifice a little bit of strength, but with Molt Augmented, I'm going to be getting more strength anyways. And so I put on a stretch. I was torn between either this or the Augur Reach, because, you know, both of them, they still give around the same amount of range, but this one also it combines with Augur Message. But realistically, I'm getting plenty of shields from, my third ability. And I also have Rolling Guard. So, it's not like I'm really having survivability issues. And another thing I want to talk about, I should have mentioned in the video. Um, Rolling Guard is good, but you already have an invincibility ability. So, there's other ways that you can easily survive with Temple. I'm just gonna put this back on there because I like this more. But one of them, I mean, you're already modding for health. So, I mean, instead of Rolling Guard, you could easily go with Adaptation. Then your health tanking, and then whenever your health does get low, you can cast your third ability. Or if you get slapped with a status proc that's going to kill you, it's not going to kill you if you go invincible. So this is basically like having a mini Rolling Guard built into your kit. Um, I mean, it's a really good ability. As long as you have the energy to cast it, um, which is cheaper than you'd expect because, if you cast the metronome, everything's cheaper. But, yeah, I mean, like, you could go with Adaptation or Rolling Guard. Health tanking is not going to work very well once you start going up to, like, level 300s, 400s, 500s. And nowadays, going up that high of levels is pretty common. You don't have to sit in a survival for an hour to get up there. Now, you just hop into an Elite Deep Archimedia or Temporal Archimedia and you're fighting level 400s. I would not expect you to survive very well if you were trying to health tank at those levels. So, you can easily switch back to Rolling Guard. But, with the levels that most people are playing, Adaptation will do fine. Because, I mean, let's be real, most people are going to be putting Archon Vitality on their builds. It does the double heat stuff. So, it's your Warframe. Do whatever you want with it. I decided to get a little bit more comfy. I mod for some range. I sacrificed a little bit of strength. It's not like I was really using it like crazy. Multi-augmented helps with that. And, yeah, more survivability with adaptation for the health tanking, or you could go back to rolling guard once you start going up to higher levels. And that's all I really wanted to talk about. We can go right back into the gameplay. For more range, the disruption target getting rid of your exalted weapon is kind of a bummer. Let's just see how good of a damage bonus the second ability is with other weapons. Cedo Prime has been one of my favorite weapons ever since Lava's Prime came out. I was a big fan of the Cedo before I even got a Prime. Good stuff. I mean, just orange critical are. If I cast it in sync with the metronome, maybe it'll be better. Boop. Okay, let's get the damage bonus. And gone. Pretty cool stuff. I'm a fan. I'm getting stuck on everything, but I'm still a fan. Yeah, I mean, like, it's a decent Warframe. I like the gameplay. I hope you do too. Also, this new ephemera is dope. I love it. I was trying to find like decent colors for it, and I found that like using black kind of made it look cooler, like kind of see-through. I felt like there was a little too much going on with that ephemera, but if I'm out for black, it takes some of it away. So it's like a little bit more subtle. I really like that. It's dope. Anyways, that's all I really have to talk about. So I'll see you in the next video. Deuces. All right. I have let D cook for a little bit. This is me coming back to the video idea after a few days and letting all the hotfixes roll in. And there are still a few bugs that I know about, but they did fix some of the main ones. So we'll take a peek at we'll take a peek at that like the damage over time buff. We'll see how much better that one feels real quick. So oh yeah, that's so much better. This is so much better than what I was seeing the other day. So yeah, that's definitely fixed. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, well I'm glad they fixed that.